and narcissism. Created with sketch. Leaving a gaslighter. A primary goal of gaslighters is to keep the victim hooked. If a victim disagrees with or questions their abuser, adores. The most effective gaslighters are often the hardest to detect. They may be better recognized by their victim's actions and mental state. Who becomes a gaslighter? Those who employ this tactic often have a personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder, and psychopathy chief among them. Manipulators have a tendency to present one face to their prey and another to the rest of the world, leading victims to assume that if they ask for help or speak out, no one will believe that they have been manipulated and emotionally abused. Gaslighters typically repeat the tactics across several relationships. What's the difference between gaslighting and manipulation? Manipulation is a key part of gaslighting, but manipulation is a fairly common tactic, and almost anyone is capable of employing it, while gaslighting and gaslighters are more rare. Children try to manipulate parents at an early age, and marketers aim to manipulate consumers. But gaslighting involves a pattern of abusive behaviors with the intent not just to influence someone, but to control them. What's the difference between gaslighting and narcissism? Created with sketch. Leaving a gaslighter. A primary goal of gaslighters is to keep the victim hooked. If a victim disagrees with or questions their abuser, he or she may try to make themselves seem as if they themselves are being victimized by their targets. Alternately, they may try to lure a partner back with positive reinforcement. Many people eventually find a way to escape a gaslighter's influence, leaving the manipulator to search for a new target. Often, they already have another victim in mind. What is hoovering? When someone tries to leave a gaslighter, they may employ the tactic of hoovering, which takes its name from the vacuum brand. They will tell the victim how much they love him or her, and praise all of their positive qualities. They may also explain how things are going to change between them. But soon after the victim agrees to stay, things tend to go back to the way they were. How does gaslighting change a victim? Gaslighting can be psychologically devastating. It violates trust, upends a person's view that people are generally good, and can make them suspicious of everyone who is close to them. Falling victim to a gaslighter also erodes a person's trust in themselves and makes them forget what they once valued about themselves. After all, it's easy to blame themselves for having been too trusting, vulnerable, or dependent. The experience may make a victim never want to be part of a relationship again. Essential reads. Gaslighting, an asylum history. The word gaslighting has become familiar to us all. Less known is its historical background of mental incarceration and intrigue. How adults gaslight children. Are you worried about an adult gaslighting your child? Watch for red flags that may reveal an adult who gaslights kids. For signs that you have an inner gaslighter. Childhood unmet needs, combined with demeaning, bullying, or abusive caregivers, lead to an internal dialogue that sounds like gaslighting. But there are ways to recover.
Yes, there are.
Setting boundaries with your gaslighting parents. If you have a parent that knocks you off balance with hurtful gaslighting, here are ways to stand up and protect yourself. Recent posts. The Narcissist Formula, you get to choose how you lose. Jeremy E. Sherman, PhD, MPP on December 13, 2022 in Dracology. Narcissists use double binds to invite you to play games that they always win. Winning means they never have to look at their own behavior. How to handle gaslighting parents. KT Gillis, LCSWBACS on December 10, 2022 in Invisible Bruises. Knowing how to protect yourself against gaslighting parents takes time and skill. Here are some.
So here's a good one. It sounds good by the title.
The Narcissist Formula, you get to choose how you lose.
You get to choose how
The
you
key to
lose.
spotting and stopping narcissists is their double bind formula. Posted December 13, 2022, reviewed by Hara Estroff Morano. Key points. It's weird that the hardest thing to get narcissists to do is look at themselves. Narcissists are addicted to some brand of a generic double bind formula by which you choose the game, but they always win. Winning, for narcissists, means never having to doubt themselves. If you don't understand the formula, you'll keep trying to get through to narcissists and never succeed.
Yep.
No matter how you try, you can't get narcissists to look at themselves. Weird, right? Named after the mythical Narcissus who can't stop gazing at his own reflection, narcissists will do anything to avoid self-reflection. They're more vampire than vain. Vampires can't be seen in mirrors. Mirrors scare them. Proof there's no one home. Trying to get a narcissist to look at themselves is like trying to reach a human for customer support. You get bounced from one frustrating voice bot to the next. No satisfaction. I want to talk to a human. Narcissists keep changing the subject to whatever keeps attention off of them. It's not that you're talking to a brick wall, but trying to reach someone hiding deep inside a hall of mirrors. All reflections point to you, not them. It's all, I know you are, but what am I? A phrase that deflects criticism and invites more. As with the schoolyard taunt, they're like rubber, you're like glue. All reflections bounce off of them and stick to you.
Rawr.
Sure, they're vain, but they're no more self-obsessed
Grr.
than robots.
That word
They're all
got
about
me.
preserving self-image and avoiding
Never heard
self-consciousness.
that word in an argument before.
What's really up with mirror shunning, nobody home, robotic narcissists? I suspect they've fallen for a simple addictive formula that frees them from ever having to reconsider their own behavior. The formula is a collection of generic, all-purpose excuses called double binds.
Double bind.
A double bind is composed of 2 games, each with its own rules. You're free to choose the game, but in both, the narcissist wins and you lose. It's basically heads I win, tails you lose. And if you don't like that game, no problem, we can change the game to tails I win, heads you lose. And if you don't like that game, no problem, we can go back to the first game. Here are some examples.
Sound familiar?
Within my framing, you're wrong. Frame it any other way, and you're wrong. Example, my religion says you're a sinner, and if you question our decisions, you're a sinner. You lose because you don't meet my nitpicky standards. If you say I don't meet them, you lose because you're too nitpicky. Example, I never do anything wrong, and if you catch me, so what? You do it too. Considering all the framings, mine's the best because within my framing it says it's the best. Example, my sacred text was written by God himself. How do I know? It says so in my sacred text. My passion for achieving greatness is strongest, which proves I'm the expert on how to achieve greatness. If you don't believe I'm the expert, just look at my passion. Example, my behavior is unpatriotic? Impossible. I wave our flag harder than anyone. I know everything, and if I don't know it, it's irrelevant. Example, focus on the details that prove I'm right. If you focus on anything else, you're getting lost in details.
This is a textbook.
Any law
to
that
be
hampers me
Roger.
proves I serve a higher law. Example, I always live by the highest principles, which I'm free to violate because I'm serving still higher principles. I always win because when I lose it doesn't count. Example, I'm the omnipotent hero who always wins, and if I lose, I'm a heroic martyr, a victim of oppression destined to win in the end.
Andrew Tate.
I always win, and if I lose, I win because I got your attention.
Donald Trump.
Example, so what if I'm wrong? I live rent-free in your head, sucker. My rash extremism is heroic, but challenging me is rash. Example, I'm an anti-PC badass who will tear you apart, but shame on you for insulting me. People should
Every
always be polite to
Republican.
one another. I have the one true faith, so I get to violate my faith in the service of it. Example, I'm a member of the sainthood. There's no deed too dirty for saints like us. I know exactly what you should do, and if I fail, remember, no one knows anything. Example, I'm the absolute authority on what's right and righteous, and if I get tripped up that's because it's all just a crapshoot anyway. Nothing is real. There's no knowing anything. Article continues after advertisement. It's worth familiarizing yourself with these. They're tells. If you can't get through to someone who tangles you up in these, you're probably dealing with one of these mirror-shunning narcissists. The double binds probably sound familiar to you. They've been used on you, and who knows? Maybe you've reached for them, too, in a pinch.
Many times.
We all jerk others around from time to time, making others feel wrong so we can feel right.
Sounds kinky.
It happens. We all get narcissistic. But outright narcissists are different. They use these all-purpose self-rationalizations nonstop. Narcissists stumbled on a brand of the double-bind formula that fits their lifestyle. It frees them from all self-doubt. They hide behind the formula. Their self-awareness has atrophied, no more doubt or anxiety. To recover from the addiction would be like having to leave one's fortress and go out in public naked, demeaned as just another fallible, sometimes anxious human. It's not that these narcissistic would-be emperors have no clothes. They're nothing but clothes, empty suits or, rather, empty coats of armor, shells of the humans they really are, holed up and hollow, protected from all self-doubt. There are narcissism epidemics, too, whole cults of people addicted to the same brand of narcissism. Herd mentality compels us to follow leaders who appear to have an uninterrupted winning streak. In our iffy world, no one can have an uninterrupted winning streak, but armed with double binds, people can pretend they do. The basics. What is narcissism? Find a therapist who understands narcissism. Our civic duty demands that we spot and try to stop outright narcissists. It's not easy. It's impossible if you don't understand their formula. This article as a video. References. Sherman, Jeremy, 2021, What's Up with the **** holes, How to Spot and Stop Them Without Becoming One. Berkeley, California, Evolving Press. About the author. Jeremy Sherman, PhD, MPP, has a wide research agenda, psychology from cradle to grave, life's origins to our grave situation, grounded in a 25-year close collaboration with Berkeley neuroscientist, biological anthropologist Terence Deacon. Online. Jeremy Sherman, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. Read next. Is the highly Get listed today. Psychology Today. Recent issues.
Shut up.
Subscribe
Shut up,
today.
Shut up. Motherfucking games they play. Let's see. Coming from Vicky. Where the fuck is this window? Get it out of here. We don't need it now. Pew. Yes. So long. Oh, Oren with the like of the llama. Thank you, my guy. So long story short, people will use, once you start like discovering mental health and like discovering mental, yeah, it actually works. Discovering mental health, discovering like your path to let's turn this down. Discovering your path to where's llama? Discovering your path to something. To like heal yourself from like past things. Shittily worded. Once you discover your path to heal yourself from like past traumas and stuff like that, there will be people that don't like that, because when we start growing, it's inevitable. If the person next to you is not growing, you're going to outgrow them at some point. And that usually shifts the dynamic in the relationship. So codependency is a thing. Codependency is when somebody is dependent on you being dependent on them, or is dependent on the idea of somebody being dependent on them. It's toxic. It's something that a lot of people, most people, probably all people have within them. And just like narcissism is, just like all of these things. I don't like calling people narcissists unless they really fucking earn it, because most people have like narcissistic tendencies. Everything in their existence actually revolves around themselves, because human nature is to run away from things that do not feel good and to run towards things that do feel good. It's the basis of every addiction. It's the basis of every relationship. It's the basis of like the bond between a parent and a child. It's the basis of everything that you can think of. It's also the basis of like human trafficking, any interaction that you have. The fact that you're watching this video right now, it's all because on one side, like, I'm making this video because it feels good. I'm talking about this thing because it feels good to help people. At the end of the day, all of this, especially people that I'm like emotionally invested in. But also watching this video is that, right? It's why I don't ask people to watch my videos. I don't care how close you are. If you're not interested in my video, like, don't watch my video. Like, because even if you were to watch my video for me, that's still a form of like self-serving. It's just making me happy would make you happier than you would be if you were authentically interested in the video, which also is a form of like making you happy. So, ooh, fuck out of my face, bitch. Woo. Woo. Murdering faces and saving brains. Danielle Harper with the like of the llama. Thank you. Oren Iverson with the like of the llama. Thank you. Where else are we? All right. So yeah. So like, what happens? I know in like, I don't like talking about like my relationships or like former relationships or anything like that, but like I have experience in a lot of the relationships or like interpersonal relationships, meaning not necessarily like romantic relationships, but like relationships with people that were close to me that they were outgrown, right? And anybody that knows the effort that I put into myself and my growth, it's kind of understandable that like it would be easy for somebody that's not dedicated to that to like really be like for us to grow apart. So the expectation in this is like if you are getting better, you need to be with somebody that wants you to be better, right? Because a lot of people will say they want you to be better, but they really don't. Most people that make content will say they want you to be better, but they really don't. Their motivation is not to actually make you better. They benefit from keeping you in a cycle or a loop and suffering. Like that bitch up there trying to suffer. Come on. See what happens if you let them know and they figure out their errors and they get a better position. Well, then you can't keep hurting them. And I'm not saying like the idea is that they're trying to hurt you, but their idea is they're seeking something that they don't care. They're seeking something so much that it matters to them more than how you feel. And by consequence, you are hurt. There are also other examples of people that will actually seek to hurt you. But I find that that is the driving motivator in like less than 1% of all of my interactions ever. Usually people have, from their perspective, a certain level of bullshit that they've fed themselves to rationalize their stance in, and the idea that like they're actually doing right by you or you did something to deserve the thing. Ah, you motherfucker. I already have a crown, dummy. Hold on, she get critical. Ah, I fucking botched the insertion. That's what he said. Am I right? Yes, I'm right. Of course I'm right. Otherwise, why would I be talking? Where was I? Somebody help me out here. Where the heck was I? Oh my god, I only see Trovo chat. Oh my god. I'm slipping. Let me refresh this bye-bye. Murder some faces, help some brains. You know what I'm saying? Yes. I never realized how much of a sweat I actually am. Like, I had no need to go for any of those kills. I could have just made like a chip and dipped. Yeah, don't mock me, chicken. Uh. Ah, fuck. Rebecca, how do I know if I'm the one being gaslit? What if I'm the gaslighter? You probably are. Um, they're not mutually exclusive. So, like, I was the master at gaslighting and was gaslit for my entire life. Um, and the idea, like, what's up, Dom in chat? Oren, my guy, what's up? What's up? And the idea that, like, that no that the having these traits makes you inherently a bad person is that's why I don't like calling people like narcissists or anything like that, because once you throw a label on it, it becomes their identity and like almost an excuse to do the thing. Um, so like what I like to like I'll label certain things that people do narcissistic. Um, the tendencies that they have narcissistic. Gaslighting is gaslighting. I will call it out. I'll say no, that's bullshit. Like, don't gaslight me. Um, and really the best way to like figure out um how to the best way to frame it is like, how do I gaslight? How do I not gaslight? And there's like three main things that that I had to do in order to like not be a like toxic ass person. One is I had to care about, and this is where the idea of like current events matter a lot when it comes to like derealization, like making things that are real be real and like holding myself into reality. Um, the biggest thing when it comes to that is never allowing the people around me to say false things. Also, to never allow myself to say false things. Right? Like you'll hear a lot of people say like, I don't lie, da 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 da. Well, I need to not lie. If I lie, who knows what can happen after that, right? The repercussions can become drastic. Like, if I don't have a firm footing in reality, well, the cycle starts. We start seeing create. That's why I don't talk to people very often, and when I do, it's usually on stream. um I have nothing to lie about, not because I'm a good person or anything, but because I'm just it's in my best interest to not lie, um, and to not accept lies. Somebody says something that's false, I have to say that's false. So like when it comes to like current events and stuff like that, I'll get people send things into my inbox, and they'll be like, "If you say you don't lie, that's the I don't think so. I don't. I mean, the best way to frame that would be like to make a longer dragged out version of it, which is like, I try my best not to lie and da da da. I don't even give myself an excuse to lie. I don't give myself the out. I hold myself to that line, and I say no. Under no conditions am I to lie. Right? There's no exceptions. There's no and like I literally see now lying as me giving up a part of myself to the person out of fear. And like, what is there to fear? There's really nothing to fear. If I hurt somebody's feelings with the truth, well, it's not polite to lie to them. So like, it's not polite. Like, there's this big thing that like when we're kids, we're taught to like tell white lies because it's polite. No, it's fucking not polite to mislead people. And like, if I'm walking around with a booger in my nose, I want you to tell me, so I'm not walking around for longer with a booger on my fucking nose, right? Like, it's not polite to lie and tell somebody something that's false under any conditions. And I see that as a form of like taking somebody's reality, but also taking a piece of my own reality. Because I need a firm connection to um to a logical line of like true and false, black and white, in order to maintain like sanity. Without that true and false, without being able to have this rope that I take, I like it's kind of like a video in the cartoons where they tie a rope around their stomach and then they go into the closet and into the portal and like their friends are holding on to the rope. I think this was something in Rugrats. And like to get them back, they had to pull the rope. Well, that rope right there is like a real line of okay, this is real, this is real, this is real, this is true, this is true, this is true, and then I'm back in reality. Right? It's a grounding exercise that I use. Is it called grounding? Grounding. Let me see. Let's see. Grounding. On fertile ground. Intriguing out of stress can influence the chances of you getting pregnant. Find your ground. Stand together on common ground. Clarifying grounding techniques. Upset. Grounding techniques. Stressed, anxious, overwhelmed, numb, creatively blocked, whatever you call it. We all need a toolbox of techniques that can help calm and center ourselves at various times during the day. Think of it as an emotional first aid kit. Here are 10 techniques to try to and throw in your psychological toolbox. Get mindful. This is one of my big tools right here. Being aware of where you are when you are. I'm here just making something to eat. Yes, yes. Welcome, Daniela Lamalata Love. Get mindful is a tool I use. I'm going to turn this into a post. Tonight, probably. So I'm going to save that. Deep breathing, another tool I use. Get mindful. Active meditation is another tool I use, but like with ADHD, it gets a little hard. You really have to put effort into it, but it's worth it when you do. Brief meditation. Get into nature is something that I should do, but I don't do. Listen to music, you all know. I don't even have to tell you that I do this. Practice self-care, sometimes I do it. Do emotional writing, that's what the music is. So yeah, I think take a brief nap. I also don't do that. Starting to do that a little more. But what I do, my biggest grounding technique when it comes to derealization is seeing the conversation I'm in and like the known proven things that are true at first principles and like using them as a rope to get back to like know what reality is. And that's why I get very charged when I see somebody that may suffer with derealization being led off or manipulated or gaslit. Like these are dangerous things. I'm pretty sure the end of, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure like the end of the movie Gaslight, the girl dies. No, the guy dies. Well, good. Actually. Fuck. Never mind. That's not a sad ending. I might be wrong though. Let's see. Philosophy. First principles. So I use philosophy in everything. I value philosophy more than any other. Um. I feel like philosophy should be taught in kindergarten. So these words right here are excellent. Actually, these like in order to like get a good grasp on reality. Go to red pills and blue pill. Remember to add a new page. Can I? No. Let's come over here. We have abstraction, brute fact, law of thought, clean room implementation. What? In philosophy and science, first principle is a basic proposition or assumption that cannot be deduced from any other proposition, presupposition, proposition, or assumption. Okay. So it's pretty much to take everything that we assume and say, is that true? Right? And then you break it down. So, like, the idea of don't mind my drawing. I didn't charge my pen. So the idea of this is a tree. Well, why is it a tree? Is it really a tree? This one, probably not. What the fuck? I didn't mean to do that. This one is probably not a tree. But, like, if you zoom in on the tree and you're like, oh, okay, this is a thing that has leaves. A trunk, bark, is made of wood. Nice W, Dom. Is tall. Instead of just assuming this fucking thing is a tree, we break tree down into everything. It has roots. And like assuming this is an apple tree, you can't get that from this, right? Because it doesn't have apples. But if you happen to see an apple, well, now it might be a fucking apple tree. But if somebody told you it was a fucking strawberry tree, first of all, they'd be really wrong because strawberries don't grow on trees. But second of all, you would be able to come through here and you'd say, okay, it has leaves. Strawberry tree has leaves. Check. It has a trunk. Strawberry tree has trunks. Check. Well, hypothetical strawberry tree. It has a bark. It has wood. It's tall. And it has roots. All right, cool. Does it have strawberries? No. Okay, so I'm not going to assume it's a strawberry tree, right? Does it have any other identifiers of straw? Now, here we go. Do strawberry trees actually exist? Well, down here, we see a bush. Because we were assuming that was a strawberry tree. What's this thing in the bush, right? Well, is it a strawberry tree? It might be. Does it have leaves? Yes. Does it have a trunk? No. Okay. No. Does it have bark? Question mark. Maybe. Does it have wood? No. It might, but it doesn't look like wood. Is it tall? No. Does it have roots? Yes. Well, is this a strawberry tree? Well, does it have strawberries? Yes. Well, now what we have is we have what looks to be a strawberry tree, except the mistake and the reason why we didn't go into first principles and the way that we didn't go into first principles is because we assumed it was a tree, right? We assumed that strawberries grow on trees and strawberries grow in bushes, I think. Yes, strawberries grow in bushes. And if they don't, they do now. So looking at the strawberry bush and calling it a strawberry tree, the error and the mistake only happens because in the context of the apple tree, you were talking about a strawberry tree, and then you found strawberries and thought those must have came from a tree. But strawberries don't come from trees. So if you break this down into first principles and you look at this bush here instead of the tree and the bush, you say, wait a second, does it have all these? No. Okay. It has strawberries though, so it's a strawberry something. Now how do you define a bush? It's kind of like a tree, but it's shorter. Doesn't have like wood or bark, or it might just really soft. It has roots. Oh, this is a bush. Okay, so it's a strawberry fucking bush, not a tree. Now we got it down. All because we didn't allow ourselves to have the assumption that was based on the framing of the apple tree while we're looking at the strawberry bush. Does that make sense? Now I want strawberries. I think we have strawberries. I think so. And they came from a tree. Oh, okay. So yeah. Back to the whole reason why I'm talking about this. So breaking things down into first principles is how I navigate existence, right? I always ask myself, always, never not. I'm never not asking myself, is there an assumption I'm making here that hasn't been verified? Was that decent? And if there's an assumption or if there's a question mark, like bark, right? There's a question mark under bark. If there's a question mark, I verify it. And if I don't verify it or get close enough to verifying it that I feel like I can take it in good authority, that it's a safe assumption. It's still an assumption, but it's a safe assumption to be made. And that doesn't happen lazily. Well, then I could still build the rest on it and then remember that if I don't if A plus B doesn't equal C at the end of this whole equation, I'll remember what like semi pseudo verified assumptions that I'm making that I built the whole A and B on, and if it equals D, then I go readdress the assumptions. The problem that most people have is they don't, like, I swear to gosh that derealization is a blessing for me, because without derealization I wouldn't give a shit about what's real, and there would be no value to me to be honest and to value truth and to value correctness over being right, because everybody wants to be right. I never care if I'm right. I would much rather be wrong and accurate, because wrong is this moral construct that is created and changes depending on what fucking room we're in. So what's wrong in the kitchen with Sally or Dinah? Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah. What's wrong there would be wrong, could be right in the living room with Vicky. Right? Yes, right, correct, accurate. Yes. Because that's all subjective. So grounding ourselves in order to find reality, because reality there's a sliver of reality and our interpretation of reality that is subjective. But at the end of the day, that is subjective. But at the end of the day, what apples grow on and what strawberries grow on is objective. So if we could trace things back, and then I'll only have an argument if we can, like, an argument isn't a bad thing, right? An argument is a discussion that I use to try to learn. If I'm in an argument and I see somebody is making a bunch of assumptions, and then I go to inform them of the assumptions, but they stick with the assumptions, that's called bad faith. And if they're in the argument in bad faith, they probably don't hear from me for the rest of the day. No exception. Why? Well, because I'm not willing to spiral. I'm not willing to lose track of my reality to lie and let somebody else feel better about their reality because they want to be right and don't care about being accurate. Yes. So we have be accurate before you're being right, over being right. It's okay to be wrong and accurate as long as you're accurate. Always address the assumptions that you're making. Double back. It's okay to have assumptions in your formula, but double back to them if the result of the formula isn't adding up. Right? Like if you go to check your work and it like don't start questioning the things that you verified. Question the things that you were iffy about but decided to continue going despite that. A lot of people will be like, "Oh, okay, I don't know this, but I'm kind of comfortable with this." And then they'll get they'll get A plus B equals 25, A plus B equals 25F, and they're like, "Wait, I was expecting C." And they're like, "Oh, I guess it's 25F now." And then they'll go argue that it's 25F with other people, thinking they're right, and then now what's right, right? Because if you're in an argument, you have premises, and the premise is supposed to equal the conclusion. You could have a valid argument and it be wrong. You could have a valid argument and the conclusion be inaccurate. Because a valid argument only means that the sum of the premises equals the conclusion. So, Figma, let's get Figma back. Let's see. Let's use ChatGPT for this. Philosopher. Let's see. Philosophy teacher. I spelled philosophy with an F. I'm dumb. Stop generating. Give me 3 examples of invalid. No. Invalid but accurate arguments. Or I'm going to try to sleep. My pain was pretty bad. All right, my guy, I hope you feel better. Here we go. It says, certainly, invalid but accurate arguments are arguments that may have a true conclusion, but reasoning used to reach this conclusion is flawed. So pretty much you're correct by accident. For example, all dogs are mammals. All mammals have fur. Therefore, all dogs have fur. This is an invalid argument because not all mammals have fur. Think of whales or dolphins. However, the conclusion that all dogs have fur is actually accurate. So you have a premise, and then a conclusion which would be typically used to test your premise. So And this is how you win any fucking argument ever, just so you know. You will never lose, quote, lose an argument by being accurate. This is literally how you argue effectively and properly. So you have a premise, all dogs are mammals. You have another premise, all mammals have fur. And you have the conclusion that is supposed to add up because these add up. So what happens is, if all dogs are mammals and all mammals have fur, therefore all dogs have fur. So the way you check this is, are all dogs mammals? Yes. And you could actually get to this conclusion without this being true if you look at a picture and you notice all dogs have fur, right? And dogs are mammals. If you look it up, you find out that dogs are mammals because they have vagines. But then you go look up if all mammals have fur. They don't. But you could still get to this conclusion. So this is a valid argument because the premises actually equal the conclusion. Now, another form of invalid argument would be an incorrect argument. All dogs are mammals. All dogs have fur. Therefore, actually, let's see if ChatGPT gave us a better example. If it's raining, the streets will be wet. The streets are wet. Therefore, it is raining. It is an invalid argument because there are other ways that the streets could have become wet, such as, I thought I said a horse, such as a hose or a sprinkler, or the fact that it did rain in the past. However, in this particular instance, the streets are wet. It is accurate to conclude that it is probably raining. It is important to note that even if an argument has an accurate conclusion, it is still important to use valid reasoning in order to ensure that the conclusion is reached in a reliable and consistent manner. Most people think on this level, right? Or they'll say, this will pass their test. All dogs are mammals. All mammals have fur. Therefore, all dogs have fur. And they'll be like, okay, check. Put in my brain. Done. But if you don't question this one, you're going to apply all dogs have mammals, all mammals have fur, and then take this premise and turn it into a conclusion one day. And change, and what most people do is they change their premise to fit the conclusion instead of changing their conclusion to be accurate to the premise. Right? So they won't pay attention to the accuracy, they'll pay attention to the rightness, right? This is where emotions come in like arguments and relationships. Right? Because you can't have premise conclusion. And what happens is, for me, for example, I will have a bunch of premises loaded up that I'm not even thinking about. Somebody will say the wrong thing. They'll say, just imagine these are all correct, right? But they're all different. And they'll say, all dogs don't have fur. And I'll say, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, all together, Spitfire. And then what happens when they get all the correct ones and they were incorrect and they were inaccurate, they will walk away and they will say, it must just be me. But if they're gaslighting, they don't really mean that. If they're gaslighting, they know it's time for them to concede their argument. A concession is very important in an argument, otherwise, you wasted your time. You wasted your effort. If you don't get the concession in the argument, they're probably trying to protect themselves from feeling discomfort at your expense. And in that case, if it's a topic you can avoid, I would suggest, and I do, avoid that topic the second I find out they're acting in bad faith. Most of the time I find somebody acting in bad faith, I avoid the person. There are a few exceptions. Now, combine that with gaslighting, combine that with being toxic, combine that with narcissistic tendencies, combine that with bad faith like efforts to that actually affect me or somebody that I care about. Well, now there's no question about it. I'm gone. Like, or dismantling it. I feel like there's a song to be made about this. I definitely feel like there is. Sorry, guys. We might move into making music. I actually have like a really sick beat that I found. Let's get into universal control. Hit the blend. Hit the blend. Let's come over here. Ba, 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 ba. Mm-hmm. 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 Auto-Tune Pro. China, the Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick, but it's named a kitten. C major is A minor, right? Does anybody know? I'm pretty sure A minor is C major. I'm gonna try doing this in major. Wrong app. Wrong motherfucking app. Wrong motherfucking app. Yeah, wrong motherfucking app. Sorry. I'm not, though. Get with it or get lost. A minor. We'll just hear how it sounds. If it sounds off key, don't yell at me. I'll fix it. About 90. 90. Yeah. 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 Try to bring the toxic shit, you know I gotta do. Right, but never do it. Why is it not recording? Oh shit. Nah. Toxic gang. Toxic gang. Better at the toxic game. I think it works. Better at the toxic. I'm better at being toxic than any toxic person you know. Just so you know. I studied it. Graduated. I am the alumni of the toxic humans. Bitches. Yeah. Try to play a toxic game. I'm not really interested in the time that you spend and the fact that and the way that we work. But try to rewrite history. Rewrite history and I ain't listening. I don't think about. She can get away like a kissing and I don't know. But I probably bring. Rope around my jump inside the portal. Bring me back now. Portal. Yeah, like I supported you. I'm just like more to you. Try to order toe. More to you. Toxic shit I don't condone. Yeah, all the toxic shit I don't condone. Honestly, I'd rather be alone. Shit I don't condone, no. Yeah, you can go, yeah, you can go. Toxic shit I don't condone, you can really go. I honestly prefer to be with myself alone in the room. Wasn't so, but the fact is, I gotta know. Gotta know. The fact is, yeah, I gotta know. Alright. I think we gotta go on. I think we got it going. We do have to turn this up though, or this down. Toxic shit I don't condone. And the toxic shit I don't condone. Toxic shit I don't condone. Honestly, I'd rather be alone. Toxic shit I don't condone. There it is. Yeah. Get this out. Yeah, try to play the games. Toxic shit I do not condone. Honestly, you can go. I'd rather spend my time alone, yeah. No. Things I gotta know. You would think that I was a ghost. Oh shit, okay. You would think I was a ghost. Well, I did wanna expose you. Alright, let's go. Got me fired up. Yeah. Yeah. Fire burning, but I gotta go. You would think I was a ghost. How it go? Oh no. That doesn't sound right. Doesn't sound right. Right. Yeah, sorry, gotta go. I ain't got the time. I ain't really on my mind. They all said I'm crazy. I'm fine. Gaslight someone else. You ain't really here to help. Honestly, like what the hell? Tell me where the darkness goes, but I'd rather spend my time alone, yeah. Spend my time alone, yeah. Let's see how this goes. A minor. Spend my time alone, yeah. Yeah, honestly, I don't condone the way. I'm explore, yeah. I know, yeah. If I died long ago, they tell me it wasn't so. I think I'd rather just walk alone. I walk alone, yeah. Fire burning, gotta go. It all fall like dominoes. I'm just out like adios. I'm not with the games and the toxic shit, no, I don't condone. And if I got the truth, man, you know I'm gonna explore it. And I'm going the way that I expose ya. No. Gotta hold on at the point, no. Gotta hold on to it. Got. I keep With the truth in my pocket and I gotta know. They'll say I gotta, but adios. Gotta bring it, I think I'd rather walk, but I'd rather walk alone. Yeah, I'd rather walk alone. Burning, I gotta go. I don't, yeah, I'd rather walk alone. Burning, I don't. All the lying shit I don't condone. Trying to sit up on the throne. Yeah, feel like I might have been dead long ago. All the toxic shit I do not condone. All the shit the same, what I bargained for. I'm sorry, but I really got to go before I lose control. Yeah, feel like I was control. Yeah, I would rather spend the time alone. Oh, in the dark darkness, in the dark darkness. I would rather be alone. In the dark darkness. Let's hear it. I think that one might have something. I'm like talking shit I don't condone. Talking shit I don't condone. I feel like I heard it all before. Toxic shit I don't condone. Fire burning, but I gotta go. You would think I was a ghost. How it go? I go, no. That doesn't sound right. Doesn't sound too loud. Doesn't sound right. Yeah, sorry, gotta go. I ain't got the time. I ain't really on my mind. They'll say I'm crazy. I'm fine. Gaslight someone else. You ain't really here to help. Honestly, like what the hell? Tell me where the darkness goes, but I'd rather spend my time alone, yeah. Spend my time alone, yeah. Let's see how this goes. A minor. Spend my time alone, yeah. Yeah, honestly, I don't condone the way. I'm the scroll, yeah. Walk alone, I walk alone. I'd rather just walk alone, I walk alone. Yeah. Fire burning, gotta go. We don't fall like dominoes. I'm just out like adios. I'm not with the games and the toxic shit, no, I don't condone. And if I got the truth, man, you know I'm gonna explore it. And going away, I expose ya. No, gotta hold on at the point, no. Yeah, hold on, yeah. I'd rather just walk. I'd rather. Yeah, toxic shit I don't condone. I would rather walk alone. I would in the zone. Leon, what's up? How you been? Yes. Let's go. Let's hear. Actually, let's just do it. Leon with the like of the llama. Thank you. Yeah. Long ago. Let's go. They'll hit you down, they could call it like a fool's go. I don't think of mine, long ago. They all wanna tell me that I'm off the wall. I'm on, yeah. Rather take the time alone. Wait. You know I gotta go. Yeah. Told me it wasn't so I've been told. I wish I was more. They tell me I'm cold. Please leave me alone. I got a different approach, and I'm beyond reproach. Act like you beyond reproach, but the fact is that life was just a joke. Now said time, like at least you're talking to the common folk. But the fact that you're in no, you ain't joining me up on the road. Like, shh, I'm on the phone. I know it's on the board, no. Like my mind got a mind of its own. Yeah, I'm not with the toxic shit I don't condone. It's like I learned about it a long time ago, and they try to bring me feel like on the roll, and I probably won't approach, but don't call me on the phone. No, don't call me on the phone. No. even worth my time or my effort, the time that I spend, and the fact that I will condemn all the shit that you play and the games that you wait. Try to convince me that you're my friend. All the toxic shit I do condemn. Try to play it on his own man. I'm true and go I go. Side of the road, road. Go I go. Side of the road. Yeah. Try to talk to me. Nah, I love when they look at me and tell me I'm dumb now. I love when they look at me and play. I love. What the fuck? Yeah. Play me like. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, you might wanna know. I might think it's time to go. I do not condone the games that they play and the lies that they told. Gotta echo from the side of the road. I really don't have the time, no. I'd rather spend all my time all alone. In the dark, yeah. They'll try to tell me where I'm going and I'm losing my mind, but my mood is declining. They ask how I'm doing, know that I lie. Like, why tell the truth? I feel like it's stupid to try, cause that's when they telling me that you will be fine, and that's when they telling me that you should just try something that's better to do with your time. And that's when I look at them and act like the gloomy subside. Run to my room and just hide and act like the gloomy subside. Imagine the action of you in the climb of the news that I tie from the roof a few times. Then I feel good there like who's gonna find me. Feel good there like who's gonna find. Yeah. Dun wait. Yeah. Try to gaslight me, no, it's like that, no, I don't wait, oh wait. That didn't work. Fuck. Yeah. I know. Here we go. Yeah. Piece of me mad to die a long time ago, but shit I don't condone, no. The constant hour rose, yeah. Where the constellations go, yeah. See the stars in the sky, and I wanna go die, but I borrow my life. So I try to do right. I might go by boat, I might go by hog. I might 5 years ago, don't wanna die long. They call him Mr. Marlboro. Find the bar, now I gotta smoke. Call him Mr. Marlboro, yeah. Now I gotta smoke, more. Wait, oh wait. Guy on the hook, wait, guy on the way. Yeah, all the shit that we gon' go through. We gon' go through. All the shit that we've been through. We got through. Yeah, I would rather rock alone. All the times I was provoked, I was controlled. I'm wrong. No, I'm not handing the phone. No, I don't. Yeah, all the times I was provoked, I felt like I was controlled. I don't give a shit, you could tell me that this shit wasn't so. I would rather walk alone. I'm more comfortable when I am alone. Sorry, but I gotta go. Please don't call me on the phone. No, I ain't answering the door. No, I ain't gonna answer. Ah, fuck. Alright, yeah. Yeah, sorry, but I gotta go. No, I'm not answering the door. Nah, fuck. No, I don't answer the door. No, I won't answer the phone. I'm on my own approach. Y'all acting like yo, nah. Yeah, it all felt like dominoes. I feel like I was controlled. Now I feel like I'm provoked. Now you say it wasn't so, but the fact that I'm a go, yeah, I like to walk alone. They tell me to get the jacket, but I said it wasn't cold. Yeah. Like I gotta go. I don't really like your approach, but I gotta go. They tell me you'll die alone, but I gotta go. What is all the time in for, man, I gotta go. And it's my phone that I second step. Haven't learned your lesson yet. They tell me you can't protect. They interested in protect. And where my darkness goes. Yeah, I know all the hoes. Did a couple years ago. Did the one who was on parole. Now I feel like I'm on a roll. Can't wait till I'm up on a boat. And the fact that bottom row. The darkness and the light from source. And it fall like dominoes. Feel like it was long ago. Sorry, but I gotta go. No, I'm not answering phones. Hit you and my father both. My mind off the road. Put your mind up off the road. Yeah, gotta go. When I'm in a bottle roll. Miles go, I'm falling off. I don't mind being alone. Not so common, no. Might have died long ago. Send what you bargained for. I gotta go. Yeah. Passion died long ago. There it is. Feel like passion died long ago. Keeping my eyes off the road. Keep your eyes on the road. Gotta get back on the horse. Feel like I'm on roll. Jumping like Geronimo. My mind is a constant storm. This ain't what I bargained for. They tell me I'm goated, I go from the side of the road where they left me. Tell me that I gotta know, gotta go if I feel you don't respect me. Maybe, might be, when I was controlled, I was provoked. They told me that I wasn't so, yeah. There it is. Passion died long ago. Keeping my eyes off the road. Keep your eyes on the road. Gotta get back on the horse. Feel like I'm a gun mode. Jumping like Geronimo. My mind is a constant storm. This ain't what I bargained for. They tell me I'm goated, I go from the side of the road where they left me. Tell me that I gotta know, gotta go if I feel you don't respect me. Maybe, might be, when I was controlled, I was provoked. They told me I feel like this is passion died long ago. My passion died long ago. Don't mind me, I'll walk alone. Get rid of this right here. They tell me I'm goated, I go from the side where they left me. Tell me that I gotta know, gotta go if I feel you don't respect me. Maybe, might be, when I was controlled, I was provoked. Feel like passion died long ago. Keeping my eyes off the road. Feel like passion died long ago. I feel like passion died long ago. There it is. I feel like passion died long ago. I feel like passion died long ago. Keeping my eyes off the road. Keep your eyes on the road. Keep your eyes on the road. Gotta get back on the horse. Get back on the horse. I've been jumping like Geronimo. Jumping like Geronimo. My mind is a constant storm. 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 This ain't what I bargained for. They tell me I'm goated, I go from the side of the road where they love me. Tell me that I gotta know, gotta go if I feel you don't respect me. Try to go right down, but they wanna be alone when they check me. I don't really find the bone, but then fit the tempo, Fit the tempo, yo. Fit the tempo. Tell me that I gotta know, gotta go if I feel you don't respect me. Tell me that I gotta know, gotta go if I feel you don't respect me. They tell me I'm goated, I go from the side of the road where they left me. Tell me that I gotta know, gotta go. They tell me I'm goated, I go from the side of the road where they left me.
Tell me that I gotta know, gotta go if I feel you don't respect me. They tell me I'm goated, I go from the side of the road where they left me. Tell me that I gotta know. They tell me I'm goated, I go. Tell me that I gotta know, gotta go if I feel you don't respect me. Tell me that I gotta know, gotta go if I feel you don't respect me. Tell me that I gotta know, gotta go if I feel you don't respect me. Tell me that I gotta know, gotta go if I feel you don't respect me. They said I wasn't provoked. They try to get me under their control. I'm just bad with the bottom, but I'm sorry, but I really gotta go now. Losing my mind, moves decline through my life. It gets kinda confusing times. Ask me how I'm doing a lot. Like, lie, tell the truth, I feel like it's so stupid to try. Cause that's when they telling me that you'll be fine. Or you should just find something better to do at the time. That's when I lie, act like the gloomy suicide. Then run to my room and just hide like fuck. 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 Yeah, it sound like a common joke. Like up on the floor. Got a battle in the wall. Feel like long ago. They might call it a song. You might just wanna know. And all my brain the arm saw. Mine on the wall. The livestock alone. Like dominoes. It's life on the road. But I've got to know if mine's the right approach. Wait till I'm on the boat. When I was on parole, I am the world. I have control. I want a war. You should just go. Feel like I fuck. You should just go. You should just go. Tell me. What's the situation now you wanna say? I don't really appreciate it anyway. Alright, let's go. Let's save this as boom. Toxic, gaslight. Save. Detect the tempo, detect the tempo, detect the tempo, detect the tempo, 150, oh. Yeah, sorry, but I really gotta go. All the toxic shit I don't condone. Please leave me alone. I just started getting in the zone.
Trunks with the sauce.
They say that I'm golden and I go from the side of the road where they left me. They told me when you see it you know, but I could tell they do not respect me. So I might have to go check in mine. And I run the right, don't why? Why's it gotta be Trunks? Fuck. Yeah. $130. Yes. E flat minor. We gotta take the tune to E flat minor. E flat minor. Yeah. Which way? Tell me which way, I was controlled, wasn't provoked. It wasn't so, wasn't told, but wasn't cold. I was alone. I gotta know, I got control. I lost control. They ask me why. They say I gotta know. Where did I go? Side of the road. They all told me I'm my biggest opponent. Go in. Yeah. I got these standards of goals. They looking over you, prepared for the show. Damned if you do, but you damned if you don't. Because I fuck up, replan and reload. With the random emotions, they blending and told. To the future, hit a blend in a row. Slippery slow, and full of soap. Looking around like who's hanging out with the narrow bro. Getting blended with toes and they getting too high and unmanageable. Seem like they make her abandon the mode. How long do I have a plan? I don't know. Feeling just can't be consoled. Why? Cause I imagine control. When it gets to the time I get distracted and don't actually know if I am the captain of the boat. But I wanna go, and please don't tell me that. Shit. Go to let go, side of the road, I'm my own opponent. Is anyone home? Let it all go. I wanna know. I wanna know. I wanna know. I need to know. Yeah. They tell me that I might be losing my mind. I just say, fuck. Could've been fine, but I'm the buying. Fuck. Wait, landed the goals, I gotta go. Feel like I might have just died a long time ago. Eyes on the road. But I hate the snow. All alone. I gotta go. When I lost control, I wasn't told. Can't blame me, I was provoked, yeah. I let go of the chains of control. That hope, no, walk alone, alone, go, wait. That long ago, sounding like it's on all. It all fall like dominoes and the cracks all begin to show. Rely on us. When you're up the creek, you gon' rely on us. Might wanna know, like long ago. My honor, no. But my, fuck. My knowledge grows with every mile I go. There it is. Every mile I go, yeah, my knowledge grows, the mileage on. My father don't. I've been told, toxic, then I gotta go. Guilty, then I was provoked. I do not accept control. I want death and I want war. Yes, adios. They tell the court that I lost control. I tell them now it's like all along. Yeah, better than the night, better than the day. It's not what I bargained for, and the fact that I got the bye, but I gotta go. There it is. I gotta. This ain't what I bought. This ain't what you bargained for. This ain't what you bargained. This ain't what you bargained for. I was all alone. I gotta know you wanna go. I want a wall. They tell me come up short like dwarf and they won't. It was all a ghost. They were all controlled and I was provoking them get so cold. I was playing it's wrong. I play a different role. Now I'm sitting all alone. I might have to walk alone down the path and up the bone. My knowledge might vary from the fact that it was long ago. Gonna QRS and my father both. No. Kick your ass right off the ball, yeah. Right on the court, write the code, write the bomb. Don't call my phone, right off the bone, right on the heart. Dark as a ball, a night on the shore, yeah. My office door, more miles ago. Life was a joke. You will rely on the horse. When you're up Shit's Creek, you gon' rely on the horse. My own approach. Yeah. Honestly, kinda waiting for my father to die. They don't try to tell him die. They don't tell him you can but I gotta go. There it is. Yeah. I remember what I got along. I took in my mom. They opened the barber's ball. Goes around barber's ball. They all set and find the ball. I'm just dipped like adios. My sausage ball. Night on the shore. Ain't no one to know. No one ahead. Ain't no one I lost. I'm the joke. I'm the joke. Calling for. The fuck you calling for? Yeah. It's like I gotta go. Pop. Beep 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 beep. Yeah, go to the golden side of the road, I'm my only opponent. 5 years ago, over the walls of Rome, acting like you don't even have a soul. I'm not even sorry, I gotta go. They all told me it's different before. I get in and then I go lose my control. If I kill you, then I was provoked. I just wanna be a knock on alone. I am okay with walking alone. I don't like the combo, then I just got to go. My own approach. Rely on the horse. Used to lie on the floor. I live on the road. Acting like I'm on the phone. My father both. Like you gotta go. They crossed it all. The witness is gone. Like on the pole. As if my arms are sore. Miles to go. Till I'm on the go. My mind is on war. It's my art, of course. Right, gotta go. Hit that shit right on the nose. Oh, long ago. That's why I told the story, never told the whole thing. Yeah, I told the story, never tell the whole thing. Think about my words if I said I chose it. Yeah, I told the story, never tell the whole thing. Pick about my words if I said it, you can quote it. I'm a no, but lying told me that'll make me your opponent. You can go golden, they'll say it's golden. And you're buying from the days that I was on parole with. Shit that they don't know, shit that I don't know. Long ago, counts for love. Yeah, where the darkness go? Breaking all the codes. Like life was on parole. I am not convinced. You're not a bad actor, I'm not the swim. Thinking that I can mind, I don't retract the shit that I can bang, bang. Knowledge grow, my knowledge grow. Important guy, like close my office door, please. My knowledge grows like what's morphine. Need some morphine. Solid core. Fuck. Yeah. Yeah. Breaking the rules. Carving my own way. Taking my risk. Seizing my own day. I play to win. I don't play it safe. I'm making my own luck. I'm making my own fate. Hey, 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 hey. You can go, hey, 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 hey. 'Cause I'll make my own fate. Not about winning or losing the game. It's about playing and playing the passionate name. Yeah, we can all succeed in our own unique way. We can all succeed in our unique way. We can all stop. We can all succeed in our own unique, yeah. Yeah, we ain't in the same game, no. We ain't in the same league. I'm on my own journey. My own dream. We in the same game, but we still succeed. Big, yeah. Yeah, I don't need no pat on the back. I don't need no gold star. I don't need no standing ovation. I'm just here to go far. I was trapped inside my mind, but now I feel like I am free. I'm to be the person that I was expected to be. Expected to be. Keep moving forward, keep pushing on. Rise above and break the bounds. I believe it. Yeah, keep moving forward, keep pushing on. Rise above, break the bond. Believe in myself, it's my own voice. Find my own path, make my own choice. I don't need no validation. I'm paving my own way, yeah. I don't need my own validation. Seize the day, yeah. Gates are open wide, I take it on stride. My own ride. Trapped in the cave and I'm living in dark, yeah. Follow the shadows, I just wanna find from the stars. Broke free, saw the light. Goodbye. They don't like the way I saw. They don't like it, knock it down. They push it in the dark. Alright, this is the beat to start on tomorrow. Goodbye.